Hello everybody and welcome back to Space Engineers. We've got another review video today, guys. We've got the Obelisk class freighter by my good friend Gone to Wrecked. I know him quite well. I was in Scotland stuck in a camper van with him a few weeks ago, which was absolutely fantastic, by the way. But I just saw he's posted this ship. I saw it on the workshop. I was like, that's quite interesting, and then I realised it was by my friend Hot Toddy, as I like to call him. It's actually a small grid. I thought this was large grid, but it's a small grid gone wild. So I'm going to have to keep this short because my computer sounds like an asthmatic turbojet engine at the moment. So we're going to quickly go through this ship. I mean, there's not really many pointers I can give on a ship like this because it's small grid. I don't really do large small grid ships, but we'll have a think anyway. So, the Obelisk, a titan of industry. The Obelisk serves to move the vast fields of freight from station to station, supporting the colonies in the outer fringes of known space. Alternatively known as a freight pusher, the Obelisk tug can attach any number of freight modules to the end. Although typically seen with 3 modules, it can less commonly be seen with upwards of 5 or more. Todd's then put various descriptions on how the ship operates down here. Basically, what you need to know: don't build it in survival. AA modules are cargo, AB modules are hydrogen, I believe. And that's about it. There's various scripts going on. I've tried like detaching the modules, and my already struggling computer doesn't do too well. But we'll detach them all at the end and just have a look at the ship itself. But we'll just do a quick flyover here. So you can see the lettered containers here. So we've got various different colours, and like the description states, you can just stack these on the end, so you can copy paste the AA modules onto each other, but not the AB modules onto the AA modules. I think there's a bit of an issue with the grids, because I can see here it is actually a different shape, so maybe the game doesn't like that. But realistically, it's a tug, so you can put as many modules as you like on it, but you're going to affect the handling massively. I can already tell you the handling's not fantastic. It is a freighter, so that's fine, but you're going to suffer considerably, and you're going to seriously need to think about braking distance if you want to use more containers. But then again, it's not really a survival ship, so I would imagine this is a very nice piece for cinematics. So we'll go over the containers first. As you can see, these are all small grid, extremely well detailed. The whole ship has got a very coherent design style, which I like. We've got some like vents on here, and there's actually on the bottom of these containers you've got various little bits of greeble, like these fans here, which I think was really nice touch. Got some lights, conveyor caps, piston heads, again some more conveyors. These aren't obviously networked up, they're just greeble. This is where you can dock more containers. You've got an external walkway out here with control sections in between. And then here are the buttons to detach. You know, I'll just give you an example. If you hear like an explosion, just give it a sec. There we go, and you can detach the modules that way. I'm just gonna reattach that and just kill my computer again. Oh, okay, we're back. So it's actually not that large. I mean, if I get a frigate here, which is like a medium-sized warship, I don't know, I'll just get a bog standard red frigate. You can actually just see the size, the scale here. I'd say it's almost like a light cruiser size if you're going off my classifications. Obviously it's a freighter, I know that, but in terms of like length and volume, it's actually not as big as it looks, and that does show on the interior, but that's also a good thing. It's a very compact and well-organised ship, and for a small grid, the amount of detail you can cram into this thing, I mean, you saw next to that frigate there, the amount of... I'll just pop it back real quick. The level of detail you can get is just astounding. So I think this is a very nice-looking ship, but the amount of greeble that you can get when you've got small grids to work with is much higher. And you can do more with like the letters and things like that, which Todd has also taken full advantage of here. So we've got various different colours going on. Structural, greeble, within the beams. It is quite spindly in general, but again, it is a freighter. We've got an array of ion thrusters here. Nice thruster cones at the rear. And then we've got large grid large hydro thrusters at the back, so this will give you a proper kick. Got some more auxiliary thrusters. We have this spherical object. Just my computer dying, don't mind me. It's really hot in the UK at the moment, and the room's just getting hotter and hotter. Just a nice sweaty Luna. But overall, this is a very, very pretty ship. It does have an interior, so let's pop inside. This back part, so where this container ends, this is the tug. Just for a sense of scale. And I believe the only entrance is on the starboard side. It is. And this is the airlock. We do have Whip's airlock script, which is a nice feature. So you can't vent the whole ship when you're entering it. And it also has status lights, which is lovely. So, entering through the airlock, straight onto the bridge, which is excellent. In case you're in a hurry, you can just jump in and fly away. We've got the simple, I believe it's called simple, floor plan going on here. Don't know why that's all red, but you can assess damage to the ship from here and also see the general layout of blocks. That's weird. I've not done anything to your ship, I promise. It looks like we've got some life support greeble going on. Turning upside down. And then we've got a lovely little viewport here. Got some readings. Various systems going on. And you've got another floor plan up there. So this is, again, doubling back to the advantage of small grids. Is the level of detail you can achieve, which just wouldn't be possible with a large grid. If we come back through here, got the main sort of area where we've got some cryo tubes, we've got some small cargo containers, a lot of windows. You've got access to the O2 generator, and you've also got access to the freight container walkways over there, and you can access the inventory from here too. Subgrid gyro script, which you'll see in action shortly. Got a few engines running back here, so it is pretty noisy. Got some status lights, got a warning sign, mimetic badger. And we've got a little window where you can just about see down the port side if the cargo containers are there. So we're going to head back through. I'll just showcase the ceiling here because I think it does warrant pointing out, because there is some serious greeble going on here. If you're looking for ways to greeble, Gontarek's done a very good example here of structural greeble across the entire ship, which is something I think everyone can learn from. Is if you're struggling to detail a ship, you can add structural beams. So look at a ship and think, would this work in real life? Has it got the required support? Does it look right to the eye? For example, these cargo containers up here. If they were just on their own, it might look a bit weird, but he's actually strapped them in to the top, so now they're hanging from the ceiling. It sounds obvious, but it's a very simple thing that you can think about when you're building your ship, and it will just make more sense to your eyes subconsciously. And people will think that you've got a better looking ship. Obviously you do have a better looking ship, but it subconsciously makes that ship look better because it makes sense, which is why you see like flimsy ships or gun bricks just don't tend to make sense to the eyes, and that's why subjectively they don't look as good. So we've got another pair of airlocks here. Gonna head through, just stick to every part of the ceiling, and here we have a walkway down the starboard side of the freight containers. So various terminals dotted throughout the walkway. And imagine if you take these containers off, you're probably going to have a pretty lively little tug back there. So again, like I was mentioning about the structural greeble, you can see here, it just makes sense to the eyes, it just works, and it ties the ship nicely together, along with the overall style that he's gone for here. So I'm going to disconnect these cargo containers. If the video cuts off, send help. Okay. Oh my god. Frames. I have frames. So here you can see what the ship is without the containers. And this looks like something out of Fractured Space, in all honesty. I don't know if anyone's played that before. But this is a really cool looking ship. Or that salvage ship game. shipbreaker, hard space shipbreaker, I think it's called. You see these little mandibles up front, and a little bit more of the systems underneath. So that's heading through the port airlock. Look at the acceleration on that bad boy. This thing is now a sports freighter, a sports tug. It's extremely quick. So performance is excellent. It's like a lorry without its, or a truck. I'm going to spawn the full one in again and just show you the handling on that. So here we have the full ship, and I'm reduced to PlayStation 3 frame rates. I'll just give you an example here. So if I do full lock, so I'm just going to hold down the left arrow key. That's our turn rate. I'm literally dragging my mouse as quickly as I can. And yeah, I mean, it's not brilliant. Let's have a look at the acceleration. Don't mind the banging noise. It's nothing. So yeah, I mean, it's to be expected. It's a freighter, like I said, so it's not really something I can critique. In terms of how I would improve the ship, again, as I said at the start of the piece, not really my place to say, unfortunately. The one thing I would say is it's a bit light on the detail, and I feel like more could have been done with the rear. But I can see an argument for this being a very industrial, like, superstructure, and not wanting to make a tug heavier than it needs to be, which I completely understand. So from that point of view, there's nothing really more than I could say. Very coherent design language, looks absolutely brilliant. Maybe I would have liked to have seen clusters of thrusters opposed to them just dotted along like this, but for this style it does work. Obviously, you know, it's down to taste as well. So overall, an excellent ship. Can't really use it in survival as mentioned, but it's well worth having a look at. Go and check it out. The link will be in the description. And go and show Gonzarek some love for this creation, because I'm sure it took him a very long time to make. Small Grids Gone Wild always take a long time to make. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe to support the channel. And as always, take care, everybody.